What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And if you are, trust me, it's about to get better, because today I have a dumb criminal, and I'm gonna be honest, these are some of my favorite news articles to actually look at on this channel. Today I have a news story about an Iowa man who stole election sign and then goes on to steal the newspapers that reported it. Because hey, if nobody reads about you doing the crime in the newspaper, it means it didn't actually happen, right? And people with that type of logic I just want to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Nice rack and her ass Brazilian, just turned 21 but my bank's a million.
Alright guys, so I personally have never been a fan of like stealing things. I just don't really know why I would want to steal an election sign. It's genuinely one of the most boring things you could possibly steal, dude. I personally just feel like people get so personally invested with politics, and yeah, it matters, but like getting mad enough to steal a sign just does not seem worth it to me. But regardless, I guess in Iowa some people are just down like that. An Iowa businessman's initial crime of stealing an election sign only garnered him 3 sentences on a third page of a small-town newspaper, but his strange attempt to cover it up made national headlines. Peter D. Jagger's first name appeared in the September 2nd edition of the Dickinson County News as part of a small roundup of local crimes after he was caught taking a Joe Biden sign from someone's yard, a charge he later pled guilty to. Dude, if you plead guilty to the crime, you can't complain when newspapers are gonna talk about it. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's kind of embarrassing to be in your local newspaper for stealing a yard sign, but a couple sentences on the third page of a small town newspaper definitely isn't worth it if your response gets you like YouTube videos made on you talking about how ridiculous you are. Also, I know this is unrelated. Can we talk about how unfortunate of a name Dickinson County is? Yes, I know I'm immature. No, I do not care. That's just a pretty funny name for a county, if I get to say so myself. That same morning, the newspaper learned that copies of its latest edition had gone suspiciously missing at stores throughout the region. Our editorial decision at that point was to just treat the sign theft like any other small crime. But then when the newspapers started disappearing, well, it kind of became a stranger issue. Dickinson County News staff writer Seth Boyes told As It Happens guest host Peter Armstrong, "Yeah, dude, this little like newspaper is used to, you know, having a couple days for people to come buy the latest newspaper, all that good stuff. All of a sudden, every single edition of this one newspaper where this crazy guy stole a yard sign goes missing at the same time, and he just thought that the newspaper company was gonna be like, wow, you know, people must really care about our cross-country team winning the city championship. That sold out quick." Like, how long did it take them to even realize what news story somebody was upset about? I feel like if I was writing a newspaper and someone was hiding things, I wouldn't expect it to be like a third-page story that doesn't actually matter. I would at least have expected them to put in some effort into getting mad about something. Like, you know, hey, if you're gonna get mad because I'm exposing you cheating the government out of $1.2 million of unemployment money like that one rapper did, that's one thing. If I write a story about you stealing a yard sign and you reply by stealing all my newspapers, then you're just kind of a kleptomaniac. I suppose it's one of those cases in which the severity of the crime isn't what makes it the news, it's the bizarre nature of the crime that made it news. The Jagger has pleaded guilty to theft and trespassing for swiping about $20 worth of newspapers from a Jiffy gas station in Spirit Lake, Iowa, and has reportedly paid back the 2 other convenience stores for the papers he took. Really? He did all of this for $20 worth of newspaper, bro? Like, let's be realistic. Even if every single one of those newspapers was bought and read front to back, which is highly unlikely, how many people were actually going to remember the thing on page 3 that said some dude was arrested for stealing a yard sign? Like, this was just such an overblown reaction. Now you have the CBC covering this, dude, I'm making a video on you. Like, yeah, you really attempted to hide the fact that you stole a yard sign, and now everybody knows, and nobody cares. That's the strangest part. Did anybody really care that this dude stole a yard sign? No. Like, he was so wrapped up in this game and genuinely thought people were, like, gonna treat him differently. I don't care. Yeah, you were stupid and you tried to steal a yard sign, but now I just think you're more stupid for trying to cover it up. You should have just learned from your lesson and realized that stealing yard signs in general is a dumb thing to do. Boyes says the story first started to unravel when a local delivery driver who drops off the mail to the newspaper office every day asked for a copy of that day's paper, something he'd never done before. He told us that there were no papers anywhere along his route that day, and he also happened to mention to us that there was one location, at least, that told him they had footage of a guy stealing all the papers on their security cameras. So from that point on, I started making calls. That's right, the criminal mastermind that couldn't get away with stealing a yard sign forgot about the security cameras, dude. Like, some people are just too dumb to attempt crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're stealing newspapers and don't even pause to consider the fact that the convenience store might have security cameras, you know, convenience stores, the things that get robbed all the time and are known for having above average security for a local place because how often they get robbed, then I don't know what to tell you. You just were not cut out for this, dude. Like, some people just be committing crimes. It's like that one lady that tried to break into houses that had Ring doorbells without a mask on and then was surprised when all these pictures of her face were everywhere. Like, do people not think before they just start doing things? A reporter called up all the places where the Dickinson County News is sold and discovered 5 locations that had their copies stolen. Several of those had security footage of a man walking out with them. It's not even like he just slipped up once. He went to multiple stores without realizing that security cameras were gonna get him, dude. I'm telling you, boomers just were not built different. They lived in an age before security cameras, so they were used to being able to get away with this stuff. It's 2020, my man. You can't just walk into a convenience store. That thing is probably live streaming to YouTube somewhere with a bunch of people watching it like it's reality television. Boyce said he immediately had a hunch who the man might be. I got to thinking about why anyone would want to take all the papers, and it did occur to me that we'd run that police blotter, what we call the sirens, in that week's edition. It was kind of a long shot, we thought, but, you know, maybe it was. So when he interviewed the first store owner who had security footage, he brought photos of Jagger with him. I showed it to the owner, and he's like, well, yeah, it looks like him. He's wearing a mask, but it sure looks like him. Dude, you know this old man thought he was like some criminal genius, too. He was driving back to his house with all the papers in the passenger seat, like, they're never gonna catch me now, just completely unaware of how much video evidence he left behind him. Like, come on, bro, you've got to be better than this, dude. But really, you're 67 years old and you haven't figured out how to get away with stealing newspapers yet? Maybe that's because you've never practiced stealing newspapers because it's a bizarre thing to steal, but come on, you got to be better than that, dude. Well, Boyce says he understands the man's motivation. He said the crime is just bizarre. The paper is not only available online, but subscribers get the paper directly mailed to the residence. So stealing papers out of the racks is going to have an effect, but not as large of an effect as one would think. Yeah, I have a strong feeling that the amount of people that read newspapers that aren't subscribed to one and just walk into a convenience store is pretty low in the year 2020. So, nice job, man. You prevented a whole 7 people from finding out about a crime that nobody would have cared about anyways, dude. While one store, a Jiffy Station, opted to press charges, others decided against it. Tracy Thay, general manager at, Come and Go, that's a bad name for a store, told the Dickinson County News that she recognized Jagger from the security footage and knew him by name, as he was a regular customer and a friendly one. So, instead of calling the police, she waited him to return to the store and confronted him. At first, he denied stealing the papers on purpose, claiming to have confused them with another paper that free and filled with coupons. But later, he returned, confessed, and paid for the stolen copies. 2 other shops said that he had also paid them back. So this dude really just spent $60 to buy the own newspapers that he stole, that nobody was gonna read anyways. Sometimes you gotta love it, dude. The universe has a fun way of teaching you lessons sometimes, and I feel like the universe making you pay $60 to hide a crime that genuinely wasn't a big deal and now is getting more coverage is a good way of them telling you to just chill out, man. Like, genuinely, yeah, it's really stupid to steal a yard sign, but this is way more dumb. All this mental power trying to figure out how to hide it, you could have just said, damn, I was kind of silly and grown up, but nah, now you're just looking petty and you're getting charged with theft from a Jiffy Lube because you just couldn't handle the fact that 3 people were gonna read your name in a bad light. Like, genuinely, dude, people just forget in life. People aren't gonna like you, especially if you do stupid things like stealing yard signs. But yeah, I guarantee you a lot of people are gonna judge you for stealing that yard sign. It is what it is. You shouldn't have done it. But you know what's even funnier? Trying to hide it, because it's just not that deep. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the video, of course. And yeah, other than that, check out some of the merch. I've got one more thing I'm going to plug. If you guys love this channel, you want to become a member, it really does help out. And you get a shout out at the end of every video. And on top of that, you get a verified check mark next to your comment. So you're just, you know, swagging it out. If you can't be a member, that's totally okay. But I'm going to give them their shout out now. Shout out to Ender, Neon, Mackenzie, Philosopher, Kyle, Big Ben, Heyboy, Rogue, Ansel, Haza, Plain Crazy, Parker, Braff, Jellybean, Imagine Being a Simp, Sam Brony, Gyro, Woofles, Potassium, Luna, Benedicti, Nick, Mom, Madman, Is Car, Brandon Groves, Seabright, Slick Pickle, Christian, Kim, Dylan, Tiny Proxy, Zorik, Dashy, Savage, Unreal Decoy, Y'all Like Raw Toast, Bees, Johnny Dude, Cosmic Ramen, Candy Rose, Fabulously Terrifying, Antog, Chandler Lewis, Ryuki, Sparky, and Why So Blurry. Thank you all so much for being members. I appreciate it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.